This is the DoggiePawLooza, and it is a benefit that dogs and dog lovers support to benefit the Standish Humane Society, which is a cat rescue organization. I think it's great that it really is the dogs that are supporting the cats here.
So DoggiePawLooza really is about dogs helping cats. The fundraising that we do here today, the funds that are raised goes to Standish Humane Society, which is a no-kill cat shelter located in Duxbury, Massachusetts. But because it's a day for dogs, everything here is basically doggy related, and it's really just a fun place to be, whether you're just bring your family or you bring your pet.
We're at DoggiePawLooza. This is Standish Humane Society's annual fundraising event. We have agility training, music, great food, dog-related vendors have all come out today, and we have a lot of rescue groups on hand as well.
There are all kinds of wonderful things to buy. There are, organic dog treats. There are pets for adoption. All kinds of great vendors.
There's a lot of fun tents here today with all sorts of pet products, and there's photo booths and face painting and all sorts of ways that people can discover different breeds, and it's basically an expo that's outside in a park.
We have, in the shelter, we have highly adoptable cats that we find forever homes for. And sometimes we have pregnant moms. The kittens and the mom go into a foster home, so we have a network of foster parents that will take the cats in until they're old enough to be adopted. And we make sure they get spayed and neutered and vaccinated and fully vetted before they get adopted.
It's our major fundraiser for operating our shelter. We have a shelter for cats in Duxbury. It's a wonderful shelter. We usually have probably 40 or 50 cats at any given time, primarily from Hingham on down, a lot in Plymouth, even do quite a bit in Brockton. So we're the sort of the southeastern part of the South Shore. We do it, our name is out there. We stand ready to help in any way we can. This obviously supports all the work we do in the shelter.
It's really turned into a fantastic culmination of so many different pet companies and coalitions, and we have rescue groups here, and it's a real feel-good experience. A lot of pet parents come here with their fuzzy children, and it's a day to celebrate our spirit and what it means to take care of our animals here in this region and everywhere in the world. DoggiePawLooza got started originally as, I think it was called Swingin' to Standish, and then it was Folk and Fur Fest, where we had folk musicians come and play. And, it started out where just a few people would come with their dogs, and Standish would bring, some material about what they do. But then the word spread, and it's really become a place where people from all over the region come to exhibit here and to have their presence here. The growth has been amazing. Well, this event, the plans for this event really are perpetual, all year long. To just be able to come and set everything up in a small framework of time and have everything up and ready, it just takes a tremendous amount of planning.
But it starts very early, because you can see there's an enormous amount of work that goes into this. So we want to help as many animals as we can.
Events like this are important so that we can get the word out about how important spay-neuter is, the work that the different rescue groups are doing all year long to help with the overpopulation problem, and to educate people on vet care, adoption, keeping your animals safe. So it's important for us to all be able to get our mission out there for people to see.
But you'd be surprised how much people don't realize what is happening with pet overpopulation, with the problems of people not spaying and neutering, how many animals get put to sleep or have to be put down because they don't have homes, or people that aren't responsible for spaying and neutering their pet. So basically, an event like this is really important for everybody in this area to just come, not only to have fun, but also to learn about these situations and be able to, if they want to, help. By spreading the word, by just having knowledge of it, and just a basic understanding of how our animals live alongside of us and what we can do to help them.
But we have rescue groups, we have a vet on site, we'll have the Animal Rescue League spay wagon for people to tour so they can see just the great work that they are doing.
So we're at the event today because we are here to support Standish Humane Society. And one of the programs we oversee is the Animal Rescue League of Boston's mobile spay and neuter service for providing affordable surgery options. We service the area basically from Brockton all the way down onto Cape Cod. So we go to Standish Humane about once a month, and there we spay and neuter about 30 to almost 40 cats per day for them. Standish Humane Society and the other shelters we help or need resources that can provide high volume spay and neuter services at affordable rates to get their animals out and adopted, already spayed and neutered, so it's one less thing for people to worry about after they've adopted a pet to take home. So.
That spay wagon has prevented countless horrendous abandonments, deaths, just a phenomenal thing to come our way. Last year we did 324 female cats, and you can imagine if they were all reproducing, 279 male cats, for a total of 603 cats out of production. We did 67 dogs, 670 animals in total. 260 cats were resident in our own shelter. So that's a ton of animals who will never reproduce. I see that we're making an incredible difference. We're probably at half the number we were 7 or 8 years ago. And that's a wonderful thing. I mean, you want to see your funding go up, but you want to see your spay-neuter numbers come down. So that's great.
We also have the Elvis Feral Fund, which does help support feral colony caretakers on the South Shore. It's an important fund because when cats get loose and run away from home and they're not spayed or neutered, that's how these feral colonies get started. And if you consider the number of kittens that can be born in a given year from just one cat, they can start giving birth at 4 months old. And they can have litters up to 7 kittens at a time, sometimes more. And that process just keeps compiling until you have severe population problems. So that's an important part of our mission, but our main mission is to get adoptable cats into their forever homes. Standish Humane Society and other groups like us, it's very important because we are the reason why the populations are reducing. We heavily promote spay-neuter. So the donations that come in help to offset that cost.
Hopefully this will be a very educational day for dog activities, about dog activities, dog safety, and good pet care for everyone in the community. We supported it last year, DoggiePawLooza. It was our first year in business at Dogs Rural Canine Center. And so this is our second year, and we plan to come back every year from now on. It's just such a great group of people. It draws the community together and gives them information on how important rescue organizations are. My business, Dogs Rural Canine Center, is going to be putting on the agility demonstration, and I am the director of training there, so and my focus is on the agility. So we have classes from absolute complete beginners, have never done any obedience at all, up to the highest level competition, people and dogs. After myself and my students do the demonstration, we're going to open it up to the public to give it a try, a supervised try on the different obstacles. my history goes back 15 years. I started doing it with my Australian cattle dog that I had gotten from a rescue organization in California. I've been teaching since 2001. Agility is first of all, it's the fastest growing dog sport in the world, really. Personally, it's the most fun you can have with your dog because it really does appeal to all the hardwired instincts in a dog. They love to chase, they love to run, they love to jump, and when they're doing it in agility, they're doing it with you. And so it's the best obedience you can teach your dog because once you start doing it, either in a class or in competition, eventually you get to a point where they're working off leash around a lot of other dogs and a lot of distractions. So you have to train through all of that, which is just excellent obedience training for a dog too. Plus, it's just fun. Well, the course, it consists of a tunnel, weave poles, jumps, a collapsed tunnel or chute, and a seesaw. And right now, some of the people that are going to be doing the demo are out walking the course. So in agility competition, the handlers go out and they memorize the course. And then you come out with your dog one at a time and run it, and it's a timed event, and time plus fault. So if the dog faults on an obstacle, that's deducted from the score. Teaching the dogs the obstacle is really the easiest part of agility. It's the handler learning the moves that get them from one obstacle to the next. That is the tricky part. So it's not just fun for the dogs, but it's great for people too, because it really hones and teaches you and reinforces you to use a lot of your motor skills, your memory. I hope that they see that any dog can do it, and that's true, any dog can. I have students ranging from age 10 to 78. And I have several women in their 70s that are doing this and running around the course, and they're just awesome. So it keeps you in good shape. You have to try it. I would say everybody should try agility.
We're just so happy that it's a sunny day here today so people can spend more time to go around to all the different vendors and tents that we have. Right now I'm standing in front of, for example, the Coalition to End Puppy Mills, which is a really important effort. People stop by this booth, they can fill out a card to send to their legislature to let their voice be heard.
And I'm here with the Mass Coalition to End Puppy Mills. And we're a small group that's trying to raise awareness about the connection between pet stores and large commercial breeders in the Midwest, usually referred to as puppy mills. And we've done our research on every single pet store in Massachusetts, and we know that 99% of the time those puppies are coming from large commercial breeders where the parent dogs live their life in confinement and with not the care or compassion or comfort that anyone would ever consider to be humane. And we're just trying to raise awareness, and we started this postcard campaign, and we're just asking people to fill them out and they get sent up to the State House. We feel like there's a lot of movement on this, and we feel like there really is no future for puppy mills in America. I hope they realize how many wonderful dogs are available in shelters and rescues that they can add to their family and not go to breeders and pet stores. Events like DoggiePawLooza are really important because there's so many shelters and rescues here where people can come and meet adoptable dogs and learn about other places where they can get dogs besides going to pet stores and breeders. There's so many dogs that need homes that are good, wonderful dogs, then they just need a break, and they'll be your best friend forever.
Well, Hingham in the South Shore and the Northeast in general is a great place for dogs to get adopted. There is, I believe, a greater demand for dogs up here in this part of the country than there is in a lot of the rest of the country. Most of our dogs get pulled from down south because there's an overabundance and there's a lot of strays, etc.
I think a lot of people are unaware of the need in the animal world and animal welfare specifically. You rarely find dogs for adoption around here. Most of them are coming up from the south, where somehow they haven't discovered spaying and neutering yet there. So all the dogs are being shipped up from the south and fortunately being placed up here, which is a wonderful thing.
To have events around here draws a lot of people that have been looking for pets. People around here tend to be more ready for pets. I mean, people tend to be more educated, have the facilities, the resources to take care of pets. So we want to get our exposure, we want to get our name out there, as well as all the other rescues. There's a lot of great rescues in the area. So the more events we have like this, the greater opportunity we have to get these dogs into their forever homes.
I'm a volunteer at Blue Dog Shelter in Brockton, and this here is Rebel. Rebel's a 1-year-old terrier mix, and he isn't going to get any larger. He's a pretty small dog. He's under 10 pounds. My main purpose here is to show off this guy here, this lovable guy who needs a home. Just go to bluedogshelter.com and check out all the dogs. We have lots of other adoptable dogs, and it's a great shelter. It's a great community there.
I think it's really important that people understand that adopted animals will assimilate, whether they're puppies or whether they're grown dogs. They will incorporate right into your family without any difficulty at all, really.
2 years ago, Planet Subaru chose Standish Humane as their local charity of choice. And if you bought a car, you can choose a charity to give $250 to. The first year we got over $13,000 in donations, and last year we got over $37,000 in donations. And we are also going to be in the program again this year, which is wonderful. We have several of the employees that have adopted cats from us, including the owner, Jeff Morrill, who is a wonderful animal supporter. The Share the Love campaign is such a great program and really helps support our adoption program and spay-neuter, everything that the shelter needs to run on.
They are a wonderful, wonderful shelter, and they allow people, the general public like me, to go to a clean and safe and humane shelter and get a pet that you can have a connection with. I actually did adopt a cat from Standish Animal Shelter. His name was Duke about 2 years ago, and he was a rescue. He's a wonderful animal. I don't think people know all the things that are available to help you have a really great relationship with your pet. And these kinds of events expand your knowledge.
Buffy, my dog, my pit bull, was invited here because I adopted her about 1.5 years ago. She is a 3-legged dog, and it is assumed that she was a bait dog because the missing leg shows no signs of having been surgically removed. So the poor thing was overbred, and she's all scarred up, but she loves all dogs, she loves all people, and she's been a great pet for me. She's really been much more of a blessing to me than I have been to her.
Well, I think it's just nice for people to have a place to come together who love animals and to help. I mean, there's some booths here who are taking signatures and puppy mills and different resources for animals, and of course the main idea is to, help the dogs and cats who have no homes. It's wonderful, it's very laid back, people are very friendly, and you should come out and check it out sometime.
We're at DoggiePawLooza at Wapatuck State Park. We usually come here with our dog anyways to go for a nice walk, but I saw in the Pet Gazette that they were having a fundraiser, so we came out to see what it was all about. So far the agility is so much fun, and just meeting all the other dogs.
We came here to the DoggiePawLooza, number one, to see all the dogs, have our dogs meet others. It's a wonderful event, and we're in support of the Humane Society and all the animals.
I do foster dogs. I've had a number of dogs in my home, including one of them right here. I also do applications, home visits, help with transports when I can. Our goal is to adopt out as many dogs as we can. We have quite a few available. And the more exposure we get at events like this, the better chance we have of adopting out the dogs. And then the more dogs we can pull off of death row and save their lives. Rescue dogs are very adoptable. There is a wide variety of rescue dogs available. We really advise and recommend people to look at rescue dogs and shelter dogs as their number one option, as opposed to pet stores and breeding them, etc. So I hope people come, even if they don't have a dog or maybe don't think they want a dog. If they come and they see all these wonderful pets and they realize that there's a dog for them out there, from small ones to big ones. And I think people might walk away from this thinking, wow, I never thought about rescuing a dog before, but I saw a lab, I saw a poodle that I really liked, and it might get them more interested in doing it. The word gets around, and then it increases the number of applications and it gets more dogs into their homes. I just advise anybody that's even thinking about rescuing a dog or a cat to go online and to look at the different sites. I mean, Survivor Tales is one, but there's 100 of them out there. There are a lot of breed-specific rescues out there, so if you want a beagle or a golden retriever, there are rescues that deal specifically with them. So I just hope people come out here, see this, and decide to go and rescue a dog and save its life.
There's all sorts of fun people walking around with interesting pets and interesting things.
Every weekend my wife goes through the paper. She found this about 9 o'clock this morning and said, we got to get ready to go out. So here we are, and we always bring the little peanut with us. Yeah, we stopped at all the humane societies and all that. It's nice to get out like this. Yeah.
We just hope in the end that people donate and people support the rescue groups and Standish Humane Society, and in between all the supporting, that they have a fantastically fun time.
Go out there and go to your local shelter.
Support your local shelters and support the services that they provide.
So we just hope that people come every year and they're aware of it. They can go to standishhumane.org for information all year long, and also to see all the cats that are up for adoption at Standish Humane Society. They adopt out almost 1,500 cats a year to really good homes, and they're kind of like Match.com for pets and people.
Support your humane society, support your local groups, get involved, volunteer. You'll feel great about it, and it's so fulfilling to just give your time to animals in need. There's a community of people that care deeply about animals, animal welfare and well-being, and that we're all working towards the same goal, which is to have no homeless pets.